Yo, what's up guys, it's Iron J Moto. I am right outside of downtown Orlando on a nice little cruise because it is nice and crispy of a night. Figured I'd just give you guys a few tips and tricks on riding your motorcycle at night. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Woo! This is my first time using the GoPro at night as well, so hopefully this footage is usable. I don't know what it'll look like. I chose to go right into downtown Orlando because there's a lot of street lights, but we'll see how it goes, just kind of freestyling this video. Anyway, riding your motorcycle at night can definitely be a little bit tricky, and it does take a little bit of skill and awareness, alertness, all that stuff. First things first, before we even talk about riding at night, we should talk about your bike. One of the first things that you could do for a motorcycle if it didn't come with it is upgrade to LED lighting. You can do the headlight, the turn signals, you could do the rear, you could do auxiliary lights, which is adding more LED lighting to increase your visibility as well as increase the road ahead of you, your vision, I guess you should say. That always helps. On your bike, cleaning it. If you're about to go on a night ride, make sure the headlight lens or the glass over the headlights are clean. I have a windshield, making sure the windshield's nice and clean, and I have a bunch of dead bugs and debris all over my windshield to not block my sight or field of view. And not only just your bike, you can get high-vis gear, you can get high-vis stickers if you don't have gear. I've seen people with stickers on their helmets that are also highly reflective. Also, having a clear visor on hand is always helpful. If you know you're gonna go for a night ride, switch out to your clear visor if you're rocking a tinted visor or some sort of mirrored visor, because I know the mirrored ones can be pretty dark at night as well. Shockingly, it's a little bit cooler finally in Orlando. It's not as scorching hot even at night. With it being nice and enjoyable for night rides now, also understand that with night comes cold, with cold comes colder roads, which depending on where you're from could also make your riding conditions a little bit slick. So you always got to keep that in mind. Like I said, it depends on the time of the year, where you're from, but yeah, night riding can also mean cooler nights, which can mean cooler streets. Also, being aware of all of the inflections in the road. I am riding through downtown Orlando. There are a lot of potholes and manholes and cracks and different kinds of pavements. You definitely want to be aware of everything as much as possible on the road. I don't even know if you guys can see it. Even making that corner, there's just so many cracks and debris and pavement that's been all put together. I also feel like this could be kind of a controversial one, but depending on where you're from, and I feel like this is a case scenario. I know people sometimes ride all the time with their high beams on, meaning during the day and the night. Depending on where I'm at, I'll definitely do that. I actually just had my high beams on as I was riding into downtown, and when I got to downtown, I saw the person in front of me just blocking their eyes in the mirror, so I turned my high beams off for them. It's a good thing and bad thing. They noticed me, but then sometimes you also don't want the person to be blinded by you. But again, like I said, that's sort of a debate. Also, another main thing about riding, it is Saturday today. It is the night. As you can see, there's people everywhere in the middle of downtown. A major thing to constantly be aware of are drunk drivers and drunk people. Hey, what's up, man? I mean, even these guys on the scooter, you got to watch out for so many people. And again, this depends on where you're riding. If you're not in a more busy, frantic area like a downtown or a city, another thing for other people to worry about is animals. I know that's a big thing. I don't even know what's going on over here, but there is some crazy concert going on over here. Speaking of the road again, even right now, I'm going from pavement to bricks to cracks in the bricks to a manhole over there. You just want to make sure you're aware of that. Also, again, speaking of the headlights, having good LED headlights will help you see these things. But there is constantly stuff going on out here. Look at this guy in front of me right now. I don't even know if you can see. He's trying to do a U-turn or three-point turnabout probably, and you got to be aware of everything. I mean, at this point, I ride around and which everyone should really adopt, but you should just ride around as if you're completely invisible all the time. Always be on the defense, always be looking around, and just assume that no one sees you. Try not to be in a rush all the time, you know, or think, oh, this is my right of way. I mean, at this point, I don't even care if I have the right of way or not. I'm just gonna be always alert of other drivers. My life is just more valuable. What is this guy doing now? He's gonna do another U-turn? What's going on here, guy? Another thing is, let's say I am now riding behind this car. I can actually use the car to my advantage. So as I'm following this guy, I'm kind of looking ahead of the car and seeing what's ahead. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but there seems to be a lot of potholes up ahead that have been filled. By using that car in front of me's headlights to kind of see what's going on up ahead, that has now helped me to my advantage in just kind of what's ahead. Oh, see, stuff like this. And then also reading the car in front of me too. So not only using his headlights, but seeing how their headlights are, their tail lights, how they're driving. You never know when someone's just gonna cut in front of your lane last minute and they don't see you. So make sure you're always reading the cars. When I'm about to pass a car, I actually analyze the car every single time before I pass it, just to see what's going on and how they're driving. You could usually tell if a car is acting a little drunk. You could tell if they're kind of on their phone. There's just a lot you can read by watching their tail lights, their wheel, and just trying to analyze the cars before you pass them, because you just don't know what these guys are gonna do. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I really think that's just about it. I don't think that's everything. So do me a favor, if you happen to come across this video and you're watching, comment below some more extra tips and tricks that can help others when it comes to riding a motorcycle at night. The main thing you can do driving not only at night, but anytime, is just be constantly riding on defense, constantly riding like nobody sees you. Make sure you're visible. Use your turn signals. I know I didn't mention this earlier, but I know I have a Harley and they say loud pipes save lives, but yeah, I mean, they truly do. In my case scenario, riding around downtown Orlando, I know I give it a little bit of throttle blips when we're kind of in slow moving traffic, so people know that I'm around them. But yep, I am exiting downtown Orlando and heading back home. So hope you guys like this video on a few tips and tricks on riding at night. Hopefully it helped you. If it did help you, do me a favor, hit like, comment below if there's a tip or trick or something you do at night for riding your motorcycle that can help others. Jumping into the mix here on the highway, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.